No, 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 be careful, no, no, no! Oh, oh my god. I got you, bro, I got you. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. So as you can see, we're doing a bit of a factual guide on how the flyers and the Leviathans work, because I know there's probably a lot of mystery, like how do they work, when do their feet move, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to basically be covering all of that in detail. I've done as much research I could over the past day and a half that the season's been out, and this is pretty much what I found. So we're going to move on with the flyers first. And basically there are three different type of flyers now. So you've got your first normal ones. We had these in season 1 for a brief time, and these are normal. They just fly around in a circle in their location. I've got a map of nearly all of their spawn locations, and it's pretty much all of the same except for a few minor map changes. Now you've got the second type of flyer, that is the caged flyer, and these are actually kind of useful. They're only in a few locations around the map at the moment, but you'll find these flyers in cages, and they act as like a warning signal. They'll like screech and like roar and stuff when you or enemies are close by, so it's kind of an alarm bell. It lets you know where people are, which can be very useful if you keep them there to stop getting third partied, things like that, if you're using that as your like base of operations or something. Now the third type of flyer is the perched flyer. You can find these again similar to normal flyers. They're all around the map. I'll probably have to make a location map down the line, but there are so many, there's loads everywhere. But you can hear them. They're letting out like this little cawing noise. They let out different noises than the actual normal flyers that just fly around, and the caged flyers. They all seem to have their different type of noises, so keep an eye on that as you're playing. But again, a little tip with these flyers, the ones that have the loot box, the death box, you don't need to kill them or mow them down, just a quick 2-tap. So just a 1-tap as they fly away, let them fly for a few seconds, and then second tap and they'll just automatically drop that death box for you. Now moving on to the Leviathans. So as you can see, when you like fly over the map, you'll notice that like the footprints of where the Leviathans have walked in. So I was wondering if this might be their tracks where they're going to move to next, but it's just like the tracks from where they've been, and that's also introduced all these map changes. So you can see that from the south and the west side of the map where the Leviathans have walked in. But I'm sure a lot of you have all tried this. You can't land on them. I had to give it a go. You can kind of get stuck here and there, so I'm wondering about that. But I'm sure they've done that so that people can't just fly into them and quick drop or stay camping up on there for God knows what reason with no guns, but you never know. Now the big thing that is happening with these at the moment is their like feet are moving and they're roaring and stuff, so there is some indications and it can be very useful. So for example, when you shoot them, the Leviathans react in a few different ways. One, he'll just let out a roar and shake and be like, right? But two, they'll look at you. You can actually use this to track enemies. So if, say, two enemies are fighting in the distance and like you can't quite hear them, or they're on the other side of the map, you're somewhere up high. If you see the Leviathan looking at a specific location, it's because someone's accidentally shot him. So you can actually use that to track enemies. And then the third one is a giant Godzilla roar, and he looks at you. But just listen to this. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty extreme. He's very aggressive, spitting all over the place. But moving on, you can also find his feet are rising every now and then. And as far as I can tell, this is completely random. I find it's more frequent during the closing of the first circle and the closing of the second circle. So if you're ever around the Leviathan at that time, keep an eye on his feet, because that's the most common time I've found he'll raise one of them. And there is the odd occasion where he'll also, well, I've only seen it on the back Leviathan. I haven't seen it on the northest-most Leviathan, but I've seen the back Leviathan stand on 2 legs. Like, he literally raises himself, roars, and slams both legs down. But I haven't seen the first one do that. But basically, you can find like a high loot chance spot underneath his feet. and it will either be a Phoenix up, a weapon of some kind, or a purple armor. That's the 3 confirmed loot so far under the Leviathan feat. Most of the time I seem to find a Phoenix up. You can get things like the RE45 and the Mozambique, but you can also get purple armor, so definitely keep an eye on that spot. Number 2, it will full kill you. As you probably saw in the first clip, this creature will full kill you, but the good thing is it does push the death box outside of the feat, so you can still pick up the banner. And then the third and final piece is that it can do a super jump. I know this is a bit like unique of a situation, but you never know. There might be a time when you get ambushed by 3 people and you need to get out of there quick. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, especially, you know the drill. I'll catch you all later. Adios.
Hi YouTube. Please leave a subscribe and drop a fat like.